I was silent for a moment, then smiled bitterly. No, we'll probably break up. I used to think I could build a home here with Zena, and then bring my parents over later. But now that home was gone, and I was returning to the one with my parents, the one that would never abandon me. When I got back home, I saw Zena wearing a white dress, her black hair flowing loose, face perfectly made up, video chatting with Remy on her phone. Remy's voice came through the speaker. Snow, you look absolutely gorgeous. Even in a simple white dress, you look like a fairy. Zena giggled, covering her face coyly. Really? You're still such a sweet talker. I stood there silently. This simple, white dress had cost me a month's salary when I bought it for her. Zena turned around, still smiling, but her face fell when she saw me. She quickly told Remy, I have to go now. I'll be there soon. Have a snack while you wait. Zena could be all smiles and care for Remy, but she couldn't even spare a smile for me. She looked at me with disgust, then walked past me to put on her shoes and leave. She was starting her cold treatment again. In the years we've been together, she often gave me the silent treatment over issues related to Remy. Each time, I would be anxious, trying everything to please her. This time, I wasn't nervous. I just took the groceries I had bought and went to the kitchen to make myself a late-night snack that I had been drinking with my friends earlier and hadn't eaten much, so I was a bit hungry now. Over the next few days, I was busy handing over my work and packing my belongings. Why things in the house were gradually disappearing, but Zena didn't notice. Today, Zena went out again to meet Remy. I sat at the dining table, scrolling through my phone while eating. Remy had posted on Instagram, whenever I feel lonely, you're always there for me. I'm so grateful. The photo showed Zena and Remy with their heads together, making peace signs at the camera. Zena's girlfriends were all commenting, admiring their relationship. They had always thought Zena should be with Remy, and that I was the third wheel interfering in their relationship. Looking at that Instagram post, I suddenly felt that Zena's friends weren't wrong. They did look more like a couple that I in the past. After enduring silently for a long time, I would gently remind Zena to keep some distance from Remy to avoid misunderstandings. Her friends would then mock me for being too controlling, saying I was suffocating Zena and not giving her any freedom to have friends. Zena never defended me. Instead, she joined them in criticizing me, telling me not to restrict her and to give her more freedom. Zena had commented, you're always there for me too. I exited Instagram without a ripple in my heart and got up to clear the table. Thunder rumbled outside. It was about to rain. I went to the balcony to bring in the laundry, and large raindrops began hitting the windows. In the past, whenever it rained, I would anxiously call Zena to ask where she was and rush out with an umbrella to pick her up, afraid she might get even slightly wet. She and her friends would then laugh at me for being like an old woman, worrying too much and ruining their fun. I showered early and lay in bed scrolling through short videos, eventually falling asleep without realizing it. The sound of Zena forcefully pushing open my bedroom door woke me up. Seeing that I was sleeping, she angrily questioned, Ezra, it's pouring outside, and your girlfriend isn't home yet. Aren't you worried at all? If it were my friends' boyfriends, they'd be calling non-stop asking where they are and rushing out with umbrellas to pick them up. What about you? I was surprised, not understanding why she was so angry. Once before, when it was raining and she was with Remy, I had called a few times to ask where she was and when she'd be back, offering to pick her up. She had been furious, saying I was worrying unnecessarily, that she was with Remy and he would send her home. She had also accused me of not being able to stand her being with Remy, using the rain as an excuse to make her come home quickly, saying my controlling behavior was suffocating her. Now that I was giving her the freedom she wanted and not worrying, she was questioning why I wasn't going to pick her up. I really didn't understand what she wanted. I replied calmly, you're with Remy, so I have nothing to worry about. You can stay out longer if you want, he'll naturally send you home. Zena stared at me with wide eyes in disbelief, perhaps wondering how I could speak so calmly about Remy and allow them to stay out late together. A moment later, she seemed to think of something and started explaining, today is the anniversary of Remy's mother's death. He's very upset, and as his friend, I couldn't bear to leave him alone. Don't misunderstand. I nodded in understanding. I get it. You should keep him company on days like this. My reasonableness seemed to leave Zena at a loss for words. She looked at my face intently, trying to find even a hint of anger, but found none. Zena softened her voice, Ezra, I bought a new outfit. Want to see how it looks on me? I looked at her in surprise. This was tantamount to her actively seeking reconciliation. In the past, she always maintained a high and mighty attitude, only reluctantly making up with me after I had begged countless times. I pretended not to understand her implication and simply said, no need. If you like it, that's fine. You should go back to your room and sleep now. Zena looked at me in disbelief, then stormed off in embarrassment and anger. I got up to close the door myself, then went back to bed. I slept well that night. The next morning, my friend Mike called to invite me to dinner. He had just returned from a business trip and, hearing that I was going back home, wanted to meet up one last time, saying such opportunities would be rare in the future. I felt a pang in my heart as I listened, and agreed. Before hanging up, he added, oh, bring Zena along too. I won't call her separately. Right, Mike wasn't just my friend, but Zena's friend too. He had introduced us initially, but this meant I couldn't keep my return home a secret anymore. I hadn't finished dealing with everything and didn't want any complications. After hanging up, I saw Zena coming out. I hesitated for a moment, then looked up and said to her, Mike wants to invite us to dinner tonight. She looked at me hesitantly, about to speak when her phone rang. I don't know what the person on the other end said, but Zena responded soothingly, Remy, don't worry, it won't be lost. I'll come over right away to help you look. Xena hung up the phone and hurriedly walked towards the door, changing her shoes swiftly while telling me, Ezra, Remy has an emergency and needs my help. You go to dinner by yourself tonight. I won't be going. Let Mike know for me. That evening, at a local barbecue place, just as Mike and I clinked our beer glasses, Xena walked in with Remy beside her. When our eyes met, Xena looked surprised and embarrassed. Remy, next to her, gave me a challenging smile.